Major change in a toss-up swing district that was closely watched by the political pros as a bellwether for the nation. Republican Iraq War veteran Lee Zeldin tonight upsetting six-term incumbent Democratic Congressman Tim Bishop for the first congressional seat that's on the eastern end of Long Island, New York. You know, it was one of the nation's most expensive races, both sides cobbling together nearly $15 million. And in winning, Zeldin becomes the lone Jewish Republican in the House now since Eric Cantor's defeat. That district, well, it's got everything in it. It's got the rich people of East Hampton and Southampton, the normal folks out in Patchogue. It's got everybody, and in the last few weeks, it's swung by an astounding 20 points. Congressman-elect Lee Zeldin joins us now on the phone from Shirley, Long Island. Congressman-elect, welcome. Thank you for joining us tonight. First of all, what is the message of your win tonight? You faced a Democrat who's been there for 12 years, and this astoundingly swung by 20 points just in the last few weeks.
All across America, in all these little corners of America, we're seeing in these House and Senate races, voters are not happy with the direction that President Obama, Harry Reid, Nancy Pelosi want to take America. And they understand that their vote today was their opportunity to send a message that the status quo wasn't right. If you want to change Washington, you have to change your congressman or your senator. And that's why now there will be a better check and balance on this president's agenda.
Why do you think it swung so much over just the past couple of weeks? Did people get to the race? Did they start focusing in the last couple of weeks? Did the independents come and break for you? What happened?
Well, I think that as Election Day got closer, more of the independents, the people not affiliated necessarily with the Republican Party or Democratic Party, they're paying more attention. They're realizing that it was the Republican agenda, the conservative agenda that would grow our economy and create jobs, as far as having a stronger, more consistent foreign policy or improving the quality of education or improving our nation's health care from one issue to another. We're seeing in districts like ours on the east end of Long Island and everywhere else in this country that as people thought what issue was most important to them, they realized that they had to change the Democrat representing them in order to have that change.
You have some of the most liberal people in the whole nation out there in the Hamptons. Bill and Hillary Clinton, rent a house in East Hampton during the summer. So do you think that, in a sense, because the independents broke for you, that can be a bellwether for what we could see 2 years from now?
I think that it's an important opportunity now that the GOP has in controlling both branches of Washington, that all of these great ideas that have been sitting on Harry Reid's desk because he refuses to bring them to the floor for a vote, now these great ideas are going to end up on Barack Obama's desk for him to either sign or veto. And as we go through the next couple of years, it's really going to be incumbent on this president to start signing some of these great ideas that can move America forward, and that will be an important opportunity for the GOP.
And finally, you are an Iraq War veteran. Joni Ernst in Iowa, she won and she served, and you see veterans now winning tonight. What message is there in that as we face ISIS, as we face radical Islamic terrorism, as we face the threats to this nation, when the voters have turned to folks like you to represent them in Washington?
40 years ago, over 75% of Congress were made up of military veterans. That number has been reduced to less than 1 in 5. So if we're talking about ISIS or reducing the backlog of disability claims or helping our veterans with post-traumatic stress disorder, by electing individuals who have served with these veterans all across the country who are coming forward with their challenges, they want to see a more responsive Washington. They now have more representation than they did yesterday.
Lee Zeldin, one more additional Iraq veteran who's now joined the Congress and the lone Republican Jewish member of the House. Welcome to the House. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Yes, thanks for having me, Eric.
After 2 o'clock in the morning Eastern Time. Thank you again.